Okay, let's see if this is recording. And I do believe we are good. Okay, well, welcome to Piece of Cake Catering. This is our very first video blog. I actually got hit up by a member on Twitter telling me that although the recipes sounded delicious, they were a little costly to make. So today what we're going to do is make an apple Dutch cake for $5.50. So you can't really go wrong with that. How we did that was an easy box cake recipe. So instead of buying all the flour and the baking soda and the baking powder and all the stuff that you would need if you did not have it stocked already, is available in a simple yellow cake mix. So first thing we're going to do is prepare everything. I already washed my hands. You pull your hair back. Obviously things that all chefs know. We want to keep our area as clean as possible. What I did in this bowl right here, I don't know if you can see it, just diced up some apples, coarsely chopped, hold them up, about 1/4 of a cube, and I sprinkled them with some lemon juice. That's just to make sure, there we go, that they don't turn brown. Now I take a little bit of cinnamon, sprinkle on however much you want, and I did a couple of little dashes. You can tell I don't measure things out, I do it all by sight like my mama did it. And a little bit of sugar. Into the bag here. Now this is going to make some nice juices as it settles on the bottom. Give them a little swirl, get them evenly coated, and this will be delicious. They're going to be the topping of the cake. I'm going to fold those in a little bit. Okay, step away for just a second, rinse my cinnamon sugar hand off. I hate when the sugar gets right under your nails. And then we'll start our recipe. So set this bowl to the side, let it sit a minute. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 and get started making your basic yellow cake mix. Okay. Now to make this recipe even simpler, you don't need fancy gadgets, you don't need anything of the sort. What we're going to do is break up these clumps that you'll get from the batter, just a little fork. You can use a whisk, you could use anything. You don't need fancy equipment to go ahead and bake, and you don't need a lot of money. With this economy going on, people can't afford it, so they're buying store-bought as they go for holiday parties, to bring as a gift, and honestly, there's nothing better than home baked goods. So you want to make sure that you can do it inexpensively and with the tools that you already have, which is the whole basis of this. So this yellow cake mix goes ahead and takes 3 eggs, regular farm fresh eggs. Now as I bake, I hang a trash bag right on the top here, just to make it easy. The more things that are accessible to you, the easier it's going to be. So get your whole station prepared, the bowls, the utensils, everything at your fingertips, because it does get a little messy. And you want to make sure that as you're cracking eggs, you're not running back and forth to the trash bag. I always keep my Pina dish towel, for those of you who are not Italian handy. Mix those eggs, just give them a little whirl, but we need to add a few more ingredients. So it's going to be 1/3 cup of oil and 1 1/3 cup of water. So 1 1/3 cup of water. That's about right. Now see, if I was groovy like Rachel Ray, somebody before the show would get all this prepared for me, and I'd love it. And then we're looking at 1/3 cup of oil. Just very little bit. I don't say too much. There we go. Okay. Now we're just gonna get that really good. Stir it up. Scrape down the sides, everything that you would need. And just make sure that there's no lumps. Again, a simple whisk would do. If you have an electric mixer, by all means use the electric mixer, but we're going to keep this simple, stupid today. On top of the fact that this is a great recipe that you can do right with the kids, and they can have fun with it. So they don't need the heavy mixing equipment or things along that nature. Now I believe this says to grease the bottom of the pan. So we'll put the eggs away and we'll get a little bit of butter. Now, I do a lot of things the way Granny used to, which means with your hands. Back of the spoon, just take out a very little bit of butter, smash it on the bottom, and then put that into your pan. Again, these are aluminum pans. They come really, really cheap, and then you could travel with them, and if your family or friends or anything like me, they don't give you the pan back, you're actually not out of any loss. So this is a great treat for the holiday, great way to travel, and a lot of the pans actually come with lids. And they have festive colors that you can use just to make it look pretty. When I was younger, my mom used to make chocolates and candies, and she'd always travel with the holiday tins, and that was a great gift. Hands are buttery, give them another wash. Greasy they get. And my trusty Marpina. So that's preheating. It says it'll be ready in about 4 seconds, so let's keep whisking this up. It's quicker than expected, huh? Now for a little extra flavor, right into your batter, just put a little cinnamon. You can't go wrong. Cinnamon is delicious. And get a nice color too. So we're going to whisk this away, make sure all the lumps are out. Scrape down the sides. Let's give my arms a good workout. I don't have to go to the gym today. And stir your bowl as you're doing this. That looks nice and creamy there. Okay, so we have our buttered pan. We have our apples chilling out over there. And now we have our mixture. So you're going to pour that in. About half the pan will get filled up to give it a little space to rise. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Clean off the sides. If you spilled anything, you don't want it to burn. Actually, I'm going to throw a little bit more in there. So it should look kind of like this. It's a little hard to do with a webcam, but we're going to make this work. Now, take your apples, give them another little stir. Now, I used Gala apples. The honey apples are really good for this, but could not find them. Take these apples, right on the top. Now, when this comes out, the smell it's going to put in your house is amazing. And doing it in a loaf pan actually gives you more of a dense, hearty cake. It tastes more like a bread, which is excellent. And that's how I started with this recipe. It was a pound cake mix. So you can use anything that you want. Add the fruit. The cake is gonna, that's a lot of apples. You spread those out a little evenly. Just means it's gonna taste more delicious. And scoop those in there. Get them down there nice. Okay. And you're ready to go in the oven. Okay, so we will go ahead and set our timer here. Set timer for 25 minutes. And then we'll check on it. The reason being 25 minutes is that the back of this pan, and the back of this box, does not give us the amount for a loaf pan. But they start at 35 minutes and go up to 55. So let's go 25 and then we'll test it after that. So we're going to stop this recording and then we will definitely pick it right back up when that tasty apple is out of the oven.